5 seconds to go. Start. India allows for a constitutional setup that can be proclaimed by the President of India as a state of emergency when the consultant group perceives and warns against grave threats to the nation from internal and external sources or from financial situations of crisis. Under Article 352 of the Indian Constitution, upon the advice of the Cabinet of Ministers, the President can overrule many provisions of the Constitution which guarantee fundamental rights to the citizens of India and acts governing devolution of powers to the states which form the Federation. In the history of independent India, such a state of emergency has been declared 3 times. The first instance was between 26 October 1962 to 21 November 1962 during the India-China War, when the security of India was declared as being threatened by external aggression. The second instance was between 3 and 17 December 1971, which was originally proclaimed during the Indo-Pakistan War. The third proclamation between 25 June 1975 to January 1977 was under controversial circumstances of political instability under Indira Gandhi's premiership, when emergency was declared on the basis of internal disturbances. The proclamation immediately followed a ruling in the Allahabad High Court that voided the Prime Minister's election from Rai Bareilly in the 1971 Indian general election. She was also prohibited from contesting election for next 6 years, challenging her legitimacy to continue in her post. Indira Gandhi instead recommended to the then President Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed to proclaim a state of emergency to strengthen her hand. The phrase emergency period, used loosely when referring to the political history of India, often refers to this third and the most controversial of the 3 occasions. In 1978, the 44th Amendment of the Constitution of India substituted the words armed rebellion for internal disturbance in Article 352, making the term more specific and less subject to interpretations. The amendment also protected Articles 20 and 21 from being suspended during an emergency. The President can declare 3 types of emergencies: national, state, and financial emergency in a state. Originally, at the beginning, a national emergency could be declared on the basis of external aggression or war and internal disturbance in the whole of India or a part of its territory under Article 352, such an emergency was declared in India in the 1962 war, China War, 1971 war, Pakistan War, and 1975 internal disturbance declared by Fakhruddin Ali Ahmad. But after the 44th Amendment Act 1978, national emergency can only be declared on grounds of external aggression or war, also called as external emergency, and on the ground of armed rebellion, also called as internal emergency. The President can declare such an emergency only on the basis of a written request by the Cabinet headed by the Prime Minister. Such a proclamation must be laid before both Houses of Parliament, and the state of emergency expires after 1 month unless approved within that time by both houses sitting and voting separately. However, if the Lok Sabha, the lower house, has been dissolved or dissolution takes place in the state of emergency and the Rajya Sabha approves of the state of emergency, the deadline for the Lok Sabha is extended until 30 days after that house reconstituted. According to Article 352, approval by either house requires a special majority. Those in favor of the motion must be 2/3 of those present and voting, and amount to a majority of the entire membership of that house. A parliamentary resolution extends the state of emergency for up to